Welcome to my podcast. As you can see, we are going back to my roots. Okay? And that is because I lost the other microphone. So, we are back with this, which isn't connected to anything. But it's fine. Listen, it's fine. It adds character. It's a little nobody's gonna know. Nobody's gonna know. Except for the fact that I just said it. So we're gonna just pretend that this is connected. And we're done. Okay? Holding something makes me feel important. Okay? Having a little microphone pinned to my necklace makes me feel important. Okay? And it's fine. Anyways, things on the chopping board today. The Olympics is happening. Very cool. I just found out that Simone Biles is in fact not in her 20s. Because, tell me why I just saw a TikTok that was like, oh, like this really young kid. It was like from doing a presentation on Simone Biles and like wanting to be um like your role model, and she did on Simone Biles, and then the next slide is she's competing as an alternate for her. And I figured I'd let the big age reveal be done via this because I genuinely thought that Simone Biles was like maybe like 32 max. But in this freaking thing, like, oh, what the heck? Simone Biles is 27. Hello? Hello? Well, cause, wait. Well, cause, look, okay. But in the freaking thing, like, can we be serious for a second? Look it, this is a child who did her presentation for Simone Biles, and this is her grown. How many years apart was this? I'm so confused. Wait, like, I'm actually confused. Because she maybe looks like 8 years old here. She could be like 18 now, I guess. But you can't. Was Simone Biles competing when she was 17? Huh. Okay, well, that wasn't as much of a shock as I initially thought it was gonna be because I thought I was about to find out she's like 40. Um, and I was like, damn, she looks good for 40. I mean, she looks good for 27 too. I thought she would. But like, low key, that checks out. That checks out. That checks out. Um, wow, okay, well, there's that, I guess. I also didn't know that equestrian was in the Olympics, which, for those of you who don't know, if it's, I mean, I feel like it's common knowledge, but perchance not. Um, it's like when you, like, go on your, like, a horse, and you do, like, jumps and stuff on a horse, which, now that I'm thinking about it, kind of makes sense that it would be in the Olympics, but I just never really figured it to be one. I also didn't know that that like shooting like a gun is in the Olympics, cuz why do we need that? But that's a thing. But I guess if you have archery, the point could be made. I just woke up, by the way, and my hair is very greasy because today is a hair wash day. So if you're looking at me and you're like, girl, you look like you haven't showered. Actually, I have showered, okay? I just haven't washed my hair in a couple days. Which there's no shame in that, okay? I'm hashtag hair training, okay? Um, but regardless, that's why they're in the braids, okay? We put braids in for hair wash day, okay? To try to mask it all. That's what the point of the mask is. What is Dream doing? What is he doing? Aren't him and all his friends like weirdos? Like, weirdo would be like an understatement. Aren't they like predatory? Um, wow. Yeah, I think like every Minecraft YouTuber has come out to be like weird. But you know who's not weird? Captain Sparkles. Fun fact, love Captain Sparkles. I didn't really get into his stuff until like later on though. And then I used to, so whenever I go to sleep, I have to listen to like something. And so right now, like, I used to go like off and on, so sometimes I'd watch a YouTube video to go to sleep, and then sometimes I would watch or like listen to like a fan sound. Like I literally search up 10. Oh, bless you, Moose. That was my dog. That's my dog. Oh, she's clawing her. She likes to hide under my bed for some reason, even though like low key like she's gotta like contort herself. Oh, she's coming out of my bed. Like, y'all hear her gripping the floor to get out? Like, she does this to herself. I don't know why she does it, but regardless. So, but right now I'm listening to like a fan audio thing, I guess. I'm waiting because I fear my dog might bark. I fear my dog is gonna bark. Anyways, but yeah, so I used to, like, right now I'm watching fan videos, but sometimes I'll go and I'll watch YouTube videos to go to sleep. But I need, like, a YouTube video that I'm not, like, invested in. Because if I'm invested in the video, then I'm just gonna watch the video, you know? But, so I used to put on, Captain Sparkles used to have a reaction channel where he would react to, like, subreddits. And I would put that on, and I have probably seen every single video that he's uploaded on that channel because I used to use them to go to sleep all the freaking time. Like, if I look it up right now. Wait, what was it even called? Captain Sparkles Reacts? I don't think it's called Captain Sparkles Reacts. I don't think that's what it's called. Oh, it's called Jordan Reacts because his name is Jordan. Oh my god, did he start posting on here again? Oh, he stopped posting 2 months ago. Okay, well, the reason I stopped watching him to go to sleep is because he stopped uploading on that channel. But I didn't know he started again. Okay. This is when we get into it. This is when we get into it. Like, literally all of these, you see those red bars? Like, I've seen literally all of these. Like, actually every single one. Every single one I have seen. Because for some reason, I also could never watch repeats to go to... Like, I've seen all of these, bro! Okay, well, not these ones. I've definitely seen them, but they've, like, timed out. But, more of the story, I've seen a lot of them. And it's because I couldn't watch the same one because I can't... And initially, when I fall asleep, I hear it, right? And I can't fall asleep the same... I don't know what it was. It was, like, freakish. But I could never fall asleep to, like, the same thing. Like, it would just annoy me. So I'd always have to wake up to a different thing. But here we are, I guess. Anyways, another point. Guess my hair looks greasy, but another thing is my face looks shiny. Okay? And I don't mean like ring ding dong. Okay? I mean like, oh, she looks like greasy, I guess. But I will... Was my alarm to wake up in the morning? Embarrassing. But, I look shiny because I do this thing called slugging when I go to sleep, which is where essentially you do your skincare and then you put Vaseline all over your face to, quote, lock in the moisture. Because my skin gets really dry. So it's like you do, like, your toner, your serums, you put on your moisturizer, and then you do a coat, like a thin kind of coat of Vaseline on your skin. It's like, and so I just look shiny because I want to sleep. Because if I don't sleep for a long time, then it doesn't properly melt into my skin. And I think also low key, if I'm being real, you're supposed to like, what's it called? You're supposed to wash the Vaseline off of your face in the morning. But do I ever do that? No, I don't. So that's why I look like that. Would just like to preface, I would just like to level with you guys and keep it real, you know. But yeah, here we are. New updates about me. I'm currently back in my Minecraft era. I'm predicting this will take up about 2 weeks of my time, if even, because, listen guys, I already built my house, I've already built my farm, my animal farm. I'm about to build a giant tower, though, that goes into, like, an enchantment tower thing. But, like, I just honestly think that it needs to be studied, the effects of Minecraft on the mind, because jeez, I'm tired. Jeez Louise. But I genuinely like, what is it about Minecraft that like gets you hooked for 2 weeks and then you're just done? You're just done. Is it just like you've already done everything, or is it like, because I feel like most of the time when I end up giving up on a Minecraft world, I haven't even beaten an Ender Dragon yet. I just kind of like give up. I'm like, I don't want to play this anymore. But for like a solid 2 weeks, I'm like, build, 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 mine, 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 mine. But then I hits a point, and I'm just like, I'm not doing this. I'm not. I don't want to do this anymore. But yeah, so there's that. I also think that I am entering the era of my life where I thoroughly enjoy horror movies. Which is like, oh, never thought that we would get here, because I don't know, like growing up, I could watch like, I'm good with gore, okay? Not in like a weird way. Like I'm not like, I'm good with movie gore, okay? I'm not good with real gore because hello, I'm not crazy. Um well, I guess some people are just desensitized, which is crazy that we got there, but because of how much exposure people have online, but um I'm not one of those, okay? I don't like real life gore. We're not doing that, okay? But I'm talking strictly horror, like like if you're talking about horror movies and you're like, "Oh, but the zombie movies are horror Shut up. Shut up. Okay? If zombie movies count as a subgenre of horror, fine. I've always been a horror movie girl. Fine. You win. Okay? You beat me. Whatever. But I'm talking like the mainstream like horror, okay? And growing up, I could do like zombie gore and like whatever, but I could never do like the movies that are like the Poltergeist, um what are the other ones? Hey, the ones with the dolls, Annabelle, like I could never do those, like anything that involved like possession or like just like super like what's it called? It starts with a P. It's not supernatural. It's like paranormal maybe? Um like the poltergeist and stuff. Like I just could not do it. I just could not do it. Because when I was like if I were to watch it, I would be fine. But when I would go home and I would go to sleep, oh, I would have the most like earth-shattering nightmare of my entire life. Like it actually like it was bad. It was really bad. Actually, I couldn't like I cannot cope. It was kind of horrible. So, I just kind of altogether stopped watching them. And whenever my mom was like watching them, I would like not be in the room. So she would have to text me if she was going to watch one of them, because I literally could not watch one without having like a horrifying nightmare. But it's so weird because I wouldn't be scared while watching it. I'd be like, "Yeah, I know this is fake." But then I guess my subconscious was like, "Girl, like this is scary. This is so scary." And then it would give me nightmares. So, thanks for that, I guess. But a couple years ago, I watched The Nun with like some of my friends at the time. See, if I wasn't lazy and about to upload this the second that I'm done recording, I would do a yawn counter because I think we're at like 5 right now, and it's a little embarrassing, but regardless, but yeah, I watched The Nun with a few of my friends a couple years ago, and it was like not good, but I got through it, and I was like, oh, this isn't that bad. Um, and then ever since, I'm like, okay, I can watch that kind of stuff now. But I'm also just like really uncultured in the world of horror movies. But I think it's mostly because they've never really, like, aside from those kinds of horror movies, like, kind of not scaring me. I'm not scared, but like giving me nightmares. I think that I just like, I've always thought that like the genre as a whole kind of lacked creativity. Um, like, like low key, like every movie's the same. in my eyes. But I think as of late that's really starting to change, and I think people are starting to get behind the wheel of horror and like do more with it, which is super sick, super duper sick. Like I don't know. I want to say like new movie, like obviously Jordan Peele for sure. Whoa, I'm just not realizing, guys. My hair tie for my braid is completely gone. Interesting. But I guess like if we're talking about horror, you have to talk about Jordan Peele. Okay? Like what he has done for the genre, insane. Insane. Like that man is so talented. Um but isn't he weird? Is he a Zionist? For my mental well-being right now, okay, no. You know what? We're talking about his movies. We're talking about his movies. I don't know anything about him. I don't know anything about him, okay? So I'm not speaking on him. I'm speaking on his movies, okay? But for the horror genre, they have done a lot, okay? Um, and it's just like it's so nice to like it's such like a breath of fresh air, I guess, because they're definitely not like everything else. I've only seen Us and Get Out so far. I haven't seen Nope yet because I wanted to watch it in theaters, but nobody would watch it with me. And then I guess I just never got around to it. I don't know. But it is on my list. And then also recently, I just watched Long Legs in the theaters, which I will say, if you're gonna watch Long Legs, it's more of a psychological thriller than it is like a horror movie. Like I guess it's still horror, but it's like uh, I don't really know how to explain. But it's more so like eerie. Like the reason that it's scary is because it's like creepy and like it's got this like eeriness to it, but it's not necessarily got that like scare. Whoa, that got that like scare factor. If that makes sense, like I don't know, but Long Legs was really like without trying to spoil anything. Um, I really liked Long Legs. I think I rated it like 4, maybe even 5 stars on Letterboxd, but I think I would sit it at a 4. Um, it was really good, but I wasn't that big a fan of um the way that they I guess explained what was going down, like their like the rationale behind it, like the reasoning. Um, I felt like it was low key a cop out. My bad. Sorry. If you've seen Long Legs, feel free to comment on it. But so don't go to the comments if you don't want spoilers. I say that and then nobody's gonna comment about it. But I'm just giving you leeway if you want. If you want, the opportunity's there, okay? But I didn't really like the ending or the way that they explained everything. I was just like, oh, this feels kind of lazy. Like I would have rather had like way more like psychological explanation than whatever the heck this is. But yeah, I will say though the makeup department for that movie, whoa, because the way that they made like Nicolas Cage, because Nicolas Cage in the movie plays Long Legs. Okay, he plays. So basically, the plot of Long Legs, for those of y'all that don't know, is Nicolas Cage plays a serial killer called Long Legs, and we follow this like detective as she's like on his case trying to figure out what's going on. But she's like a new detective on the case. But Long Legs, the way that they did his makeup was so interesting to me because he looked just like a normal like creepy old guy. Like if I saw him on the street, I'd be like, "Oh, you're weird," but I wouldn't be like, "You're a serial." You know what I mean? Like I wouldn't be like, "Oh, you're a serial killer." Like get away from me. But I don't know. I think it was definitely the makeup, but also the way in which Nicolas Cage, like his performance, because I like some parts, like oh my god, like I genuinely was like, whoa, what's going on here? Whoa, what's going on here? Oh, I don't like this. Oh, I don't like this. I don't like this. Get me out. Oh, I don't like this. Like, there's this one scene where he's being, um, okay, wait, I don't want to spoil anything. Whatever, it's nothing huge, okay, but there's if you want to skip spoilers, maybe I'll try and like do the cards at the bottom where it like divides the video into what I'm talking about. Cause I've been meaning to do that anyway, so you can skip the long legs part, okay? Or just bear it because it's not a huge spoiler, okay? It's not, but okay. I'm going forth. I'm going forward with the spoiler. Anyways, there's a moment where he gets like he's getting interrogated, and or like he's in like a police room. He's at a table, and he's just kind of like he's looking straight and it's fine. He's not that scary. But then he like I don't know. He like lifts his head, like kind of like tilts it up to the top. Like I don't know. He kind of like tilts it at an angle and looks down, and it's low key so horrific, so horrifying. Let me see if I can find it. Like it's actually like genuinely terrifying. Um Interrogation scene. Um but just like whoa, like that shit was so scary. I genuinely was like, "Oh, okay. So get me the fuck out of here." Oh, okay. Cool. Oh wait, I'm looking. Scariest scene in Long Legs. Is this it? Oh, the the scene is put in between a bunch of like Call of Duty, a bunch of Call of Duty gameplay. Like, okay, I guess maybe I'll check TikTok. Long legs interrogation scene. Like, where is it? I'm just finding like cute edits of him. Like, I can't really. Yeah, no, I can't find it. Well, regardless, okay, there is a scene where he like tilts and looks, and that was just horrifying. And I don't know if it's like they're playing with the angles of the makeup because like when his head is like tilted, it's like a little different, but like actually like genuinely like creepy as hell. And then there's also another scene where he's like talking to a kid and there's like a snowy backdrop and then the camera like he's out of frame and then he gets into frame and it's just whoa, like actually horrific, like oh my god, like wow, okay, cool. Like guess I'll just okay, cool. But the makeup artist, like the makeup team did a really good job. Nicolas Cage did a really good job. But cuz I was genuinely like obviously I wasn't like oh my god, but I was like creeped out. I was like, "Oh, this is like uncomfortable. I don't like that. Oh, get that off my screen, please. Oh, I really don't like that. Please don't do that in front of me. Oh, I don't like that." Which I think was kind of the goal. So, that was good. I also really liked how they played with aspect ratio in the film. Um, like if you don't know what aspect ratio is, it's basically how much of your like scene is in the frame, I guess, like of the movie. So if your whole screen, like if you look at your whole screen, if my podcast right now were to be only in the very middle of the screen and it just has like a bunch of black borders, that's a different aspect ratio than it would be if it's covering the whole screen. I think the whole screen is 1 to 1 because aspect ratio is like 2 to 1, 1 to 1, like whatever. I don't fully know because listen, I'm not like that. Okay, I don't know that much about film. I just kind of proclaim that I do. I don't. I know what an aspect ratio is. I don't know what aspect ratios are. Like I don't know what, you know. Anyways, I think this is 1 to 1. I could be wrong. I don't really particularly care though. So, ooh, she doesn't either. Ooh, she doesn't either. Oh, I'm back. I'm back. I had some TikTok time in the meantime, and you can see I've got goosebumps right now because what was I watching? Yet but Sunny Lee's gymnastics performance because whoa, that shit is crazy. What do you mean you're flying on these bars? What do you mean you're doing that? What do you mean you're jumping from high bar to low bar and you're doing little flips in between? I could not do that. I could not do that. And you know what I also don't get? Figure skaters. How the are you spinning on ice? How are you jumping into the air, spinning in the air, and landing on ice? It doesn't make sense. It defies laws of gravity and other physics. I just cannot wrap my head around it. I genuinely don't understand. I fear for my life. I fear for their lives because that's crazy. And figure skaters are not wearing helmets. They are not wearing helmets. They don't do that. It would just like, it wouldn't matter. It would ruin the fit, per se. But like, whoa, that's crazy. Like, no. Like, it's mesmerizing though. Like, it's actually mesmerizing. But alas. Sorry guys, I had to do my TikTok time because my dog was barking and I had to let her go through the motions, you know? If she wants to speak, I will let her speak her mind. Who am I to silence her? Do I silence her all the time? Yes. But sometimes I let her speak her mind, and this is one of those sometimes, okay? Regardless, back to long legs, okay? What was I saying? The aspect ratio, yes. They play with aspect ratio a lot in they use it as a form of like storytelling, which I really appreciated. I thought it was like really unique because I feel like me personally, I've never seen a film that has done that before. Like, I know it's been done before. There's no way Longlegs was this innovative, okay? I'm aware that it's definitely happened before, but I can't recall a film that I particularly watched where it's been a thing. So it was nice. It was like refreshing to see like it was a nice like storytelling device, and I was like, "Oh, that's like so cool." Like I love when like different film elements are used because like you just would not that's not typical, you know? Especially in a horror movie format, I feel like that's not something I've seen before. But then again, to explain to you the limited knowledge that I have in the horror movie genre, I watched The Shining for the first time, like maybe 2 weeks ago. You know, one of the most like formative, primitive films in the horror genre of all time. Just watched that. So, you know what? It's pretty good. It's pretty good. I see now. I get the hype, guys. Not to say I never did, but I just never really was like, oh, you know what? Let me watch The Shining. Like, I just never was really, was never really into that, you know? But, I did watch it. Love Shelley Duvall. R.I.P. Shelley Duvall. But I loved her in that movie. Gorgina. She's actually gorgeous. Brilliant actor. I hate, though, because I think she went through a lot of trauma after filming that. Which is another thing about horror movies that kind of just makes me be like turn off from them entirely. But it might just be like the older ones. But like, I know The Shining had a really, really bad effect on Shelley Duvall. And I know there's another one. I don't remember if it was like Poltergeist or a different like one where somebody gets possessed. But it's like they're chained to a bed or something. And like the girl, like the actress, like broke her back and was just like, it's just not a good time. And I'm just like, I feel like filming movies should be like a good experience, and I feel like a lot of the times with horror movies that's not the case. Horror movie where actress broke back. Broke back man. We could have had something. Okay, it's called The Exorcist. Yeah. Because she was rigged to a mechanical bed that shook her so violently she broke her back. And then they used the shot where she's screaming because her back just broke in the final cut of the movie. You are insane. You have no empathy. You have no, like, that's just crazy to me. Like, that person was in actual distress and you guys were like, oh, cut, let's use that for the final one. What are you, like, you need to be studied. You need to be put somewhere and studied because what? Why is your first instinct, yeah, let's use that for the final cut instead of, oh, let's get her help? It's your machinery, it's your ideas that put her there. Like, it's just crazy to me. But that could also just be older horror films. I haven't really heard of that being, like, a thing nowadays because that movie, like, The Exorcist was done in, like, 1970 something. And The Shining came out in 1980 something? I think, maybe? They were both pre-2000s. So, I think now we have the technology where people don't feel the need to do that, but, like, the fact that they ever felt the need to do that, I could never really get behind it. It just seems really inhumane to me. Um, but I hope that that girl that broke her back is doing better now. And I hope that the last couple years of Shelley Duvall's life were nothing but fantastic. But regardless, I did watch The Shining. Okay, pretty good. I get it. But if I were like to illustrate just how much of the horror genre that I am unaware of, before I watched The Shining, like all of my knowledge of that movie, like in its like archetypes, I don't know if that's maybe not archetypes. All of its like tropes or like homages to it, like like the twins in the hallway, the driving the toy car like through the hallway, following him through the hallway, like the blood in the elevator, like that kind of stuff. My base knowledge of that came from watching the Jessie Halloween special when I was like 7 years old. Okay, because Luke or maybe Ravi is going through the hall like Jessie from like the Disney Channel. Okay, because Luke or Robbie, somebody's walking through a hallway and then there's like twins that are dressed up the same. And I feel like Zach and Cody also did an episode like that. I could be wrong, but I have a sneaking suspicion. But that's like where my base, like I always knew it was from The Shining, but that's where all my knowledge of it came from. Like I never like anyways, you get it. You get it. I'm not really well versed. So when I say I've never seen something done in a horror movie before, take it with a grain of salt. Okay? I don't want to hear any comments going, actually, this movie did it. Because guess what? Actually, I haven't fucking seen that movie. Okay? Okay? Which I fear would be common knowledge, like common sense. That if I'm saying I've never seen it done before, that I haven't seen it before. Like, I genuinely have not seen the movie before that you're about to talk about. But just want to put that out there. Some people don't know. Some people don't think a lot. So I just want to, clear that out of the way. But recently I've watched Bodies, 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 which was really campy, which I love. I love campy movies. Like Bodies, Bodies, Bodies is campy in the same way that Bottoms is campy. And you know what the common theme is here? They both have Rachel Sennett. Is that her last name? Sennett? I think, is it Rachel? Rachel. Yeah, Rachel Sennett. Oh my god, I love her. Oh my god, I love her. I love her. I love her. And so yeah, we love her. She's amazing. I've also watched Shiva Baby with her in it. So good. So good, so good, so good. But Bodies, Bodies, Bodies was seriously lacking something. You know what that something is? Ayo Edebiri. I love that woman with my entire heart. I don't know, like the people's princess, Ireland's national treasure. I love her. She's like my top celebrity crush of all time currently. Like I like nobody's beating her. I watched Inside Out solely for the purpose of seeing her character, and she voices it. Okay, she's not even actually there, and I watched it for her, cause I haven't really actually ever seen the first Inside Out in full. Like I kind of know the plot, or like maybe I watched it in full when I was like younger, so I just like don't remember it. But the details are really fuzzy for me. So, but anyways, more of the story. I love Io. Like the bear. Like I'm just like I love her. I love her. I love her. I love her. And I cannot think of a celebrity right now that is at like more of the top of my list than her. I wish her nothing but success and happiness and everything. I hope everything good goes into her life and never leaves. I love her. Regardless. Yeah, but I've seen not bottoms. I've seen bodies. Recently. I've seen, yeah, Long Legs, The Shining. What's another one I've seen recently? Oh my god, I watched The Exorcism, I think, or The Exorcist. What's it called? Because, okay, if anybody here has seen The Pope's Exorcist, Russell Crowe has just been on, he's just been on some sort of, like, priest role kick for some reason. If you guys don't know who Russell Crowe is, it's this guy. That's him. Okay, normal looking guy. He was in, so I recently watched The Exorcism that he's in, which is 2024. This is the poster for it. probably one of the most laughable horror movies I've ever, like, not even horror, like, one of the most laughable movies I've ever seen in my life. My friends and I went in that theater, we were laughing so hard, like, it was just so unserious. It was so unserious, and listen, I think that to make a good, or not good, an enjoyable horror movie, you need, a couple of things. So you either need to have a really good script and really good actors, really good acting, okay? Or you need to have a really, really bad script and really, really bad acting, okay? Or you need to have, no, yeah. You need to have a really, really bad script, really, really bad acting, or a really, really good script, really, really good acting. Because if you get the inverse, like if you get like, if you start mixing it up and you have like really, really good acting but a really bad script, it's just like, oh, this is kind of boring. Like, I'm not enjoying myself because it's not laughable, but it's also not actually scary and, like, engaging me. Like, this is just, like, boring. Like, I'm not having a good time. And if you have bad acting but a good script, it's just, like, annoying because it's like, I know that this content is good, but your acting is so bad that it's taking me out of the script. And I can't get into it. So, The Exorcist was, luckily, the second option that I listed, bad acting, bad script, and oh boy, was it so enjoyable to watch. It was so funny. It was so funny. I just like, there was this one scene where this guy gets like something shoved into his head. Cause listen, I'm gonna be spoiling, but y'all are not about to watch this movie. Y'all are not about to watch this movie, so I don't even care. Okay, but there's a scene where they put something in his head and he just like falls back, but instead of making it like a believable fall, he quite literally just goes meow. Okay? I don't know why I just did like a little meow there, but instead of being like a, you know when you fall you're like, "Oh." No, he literally just went front, back, like just dead straight standing, just went back and hit his back on the floor. And it was so funny because it just like, it felt like it was just there for no reason. Also, like, I don't even know. I genuinely don't even know. It was so bad, though. It was so bad. But I found out that Russell Crowe, the main guy, was also in another priest horror movie called The Pope's Exorcism a year prior. Like, I don't know who's giving this man his gigs and who told him, like, you know what? You got the look for a priest. You should really be a priest. I rock with this. Like, I don't really know who's giving him those roles, but, I mean, I had a good time, so, you know. But one of the horror movies I've seen recently that I wasn't really rocking with was Talk to Me, which is the one where, like, there's, like, a hand that they touch, and then they get all, like, possessed. I don't know, I watched that movie, and low-key, the person I watched it with got really scared. Actually, it was kind of funny. But I did not, okay? So, I'm just a bit of an alpha. I'm a bit of an alpha. And I don't get scared, okay? Horror movies don't even scare me like that. They don't. No, but I just, like, didn't really, I was like, okay, whatever. But, regardless, the movie just, I don't even really, like, fully remember it. I just remember, like, it wasn't that good? I don't know, like, I thought it was, like, subpar. Like, I feel like I rated it, like, 2.5, 3 stars, maybe. Maybe 3 stars. Like, yeah, if somebody wanted to watch it again, I would, but I would never go out of my own way to watch it. Pulling up my Letterboxd. Like, I just wouldn't. Just not something I would do, simply put. What was I looking for? Talk to me. I don't know, like, it was okay. It was just okay. But I think it was made by, like, by, like, some YouTubers. So I think that's why it was, like, a big thing. Why can't I find... Oh. So, actually, I rated it 2.5 stars, and I said, boring, snooze fest, boo! But actually, the acting was good. With the little monkey covering eyes emoji. So, I guess I'm just trying to be more polite now than I was. But... Anyways, Yeah, I wasn't really a fan. I guess the acting was good. I just don't really think the script is kind of my forte. But I also watched this in November of last year, so I don't really fully remember it, but I just don't wasn't really feeling it. Wasn't really feeling it. But the main reason why I think I'm getting more into horror movies nowadays than I was previously is one, because I'm able to watch those kinds, but two, I just think there's been so much more innovation in the horror genre, because I think for a long time I was like, oh, like all of these horror movies are low key the same. Like they all just have the same like formula. Like I don't know, it's all just like, oh, jump scares, oh, someone gets possessed, oh my god. But now I think that there's definitely more levels to it and more like self awareness. One, like Bodies is very self aware in the fact that it's trying to be camp. It's being a camp little like slasher movie, and it succeeds at that. And then like I don't know, like Jordan Peele again, like Us and Get Out, like two like unique new concepts coming into the genre. Um, and oh, recently, okay, I don't really know if it counts as horror, but recently I have seen A Quiet Place Day 1, and that is pretty good. They did manage to make me enjoy Joseph Quinn, because I will say that Stranger Things kind of ruined him for me. I was never one of those Eddie lovers per se. I was just kind of like, oh, this is cringe. And then the fan base that followed was so god awful that I just had to take a step back and be like, I don't like this guy. So I think yeah, that movie was pretty good, but I wasn't really scared. But I don't know if the point of day one was to be scary per se. I think it was just kind of to show what went down. I kind of wish that they explained more about the aliens though. Like why are you here? Literally, why are you here? Why are you in my business right now? But yeah, so that was cool. But like A Quiet Place, like 1 and 2. I don't think I've seen the second one, but I've definitely seen the first one, and it was really good. And I think that counts as horror, and that's definitely a new concept. And listen, I know everybody liked to hate on Bird Box at the time, but I do think that like Bird Box and A Quiet Place, like them playing with like different senses in an aspect of horror, like I think that that's super cool. Like I think that's a cool new concept, new idea. Um, Now, here's to say, if someone were to come out and like try to emulate that in the same way, then we would all be like, oh, that's not original. You know, like it's already done. Like we've already done vision, we've already done talking. Like you can't, like, you know, the next thing you do, you're gonna be like, oh, you can't hear the monster, otherwise you'll die. Just wear headphones. Just wear headphones. Oh no, it's a horror movie. Oh my god, no, my iPod died. No, my headphones died. Oh my god, no, what am I gonna do? Like nobody's tuning into that. Okay. But yeah, A Quiet Place was pretty good. Bird Box, I don't actually remember that well. I don't think Bird Box was actually good, but I'm just saying that the concept was new, and that was fine. I think the biggest crime out of that movie is the fact that she named those kids boy and girl. Like, I don't know who in the script was like, hey, let's call them boy and girl, because what? What are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing here, guys? Let's try not to be that lazy, okay? Can we be serious for a moment? But yeah, I don't know. I just think there's been a lot more innovation on the side of horror. And I heard that Smile was really good, but I never actually watched it. But I do know that Smile 2 is coming out with Naomi Scott, and I would like to tune into that. But the thing is, I'm going on an exchange, like a university, like college exchange thing, and I am worried. Oh my goodness. That I won't be able to watch the movies that I want to watch. Like, I want to watch the new Five Nights at Freddy's movie. Listen, I also watched the Five Nights at Freddy's movie. I rated it like a 3-star because it was fine for what it was. It's fine for what it was. But I don't think that it's breaking any horror boundaries. I think it's more so like a love letter to the fans and a love letter to the franchise as a whole. But I think that some of the like, actually maybe it's not a love letter to the fans, because I think it's like specifically stated that it's like it takes place in a different universe than the games. But I don't know. It was fine for what it was. It just, I don't think it's, I don't know if I count it as like horror. I don't know, because it's also PG-13, right? Like they are marketing these movies for kids that might want to go and then play the games. So I'm talking horror that like you got to get ID to go watch the movie. Okay. Which, oh my god, fun fact, I got ID trying to go and watch Don't Worry, Darling. Because it was a 16 plus movie. Okay? And mind you, my friend and I went up, I think we were 19 at the time. I'm 20 right now, so this was like a year ago. Or maybe we were 18. But they come up to us, like we're trying to go into the movie and they go, we need to see ID, I need to make sure you're over 16. Sorry, it's a 16 plus movie. And I showed him my ID and he got all embarrassed and he was like, oh, I'm sorry, I have to ID everyone. And my friend and I kind of looked at each other because we had not seen him try to ID any other person. And I know damn well, this is peak, like this is when the movie first came out, okay? And I know damn well that he did not ID anybody else. And I thought that was so funny. But anyways, yeah, I'm talking about movies you gotta get like ID to go into, okay? No PG-13 horror because that doesn't even count. That doesn't even count, okay? But, yeah, I want to watch these new movies that are coming out. There's also a new movie coming out in like October that I want to watch. And now I'm forgetting what the freak it's called. Movies coming out in October 2024. Oh, Smile 2 is coming out. Okay, that's... Oh, and also the Joker movie, the new Joker movie is coming out, I think, in like November. I want to watch those, but last time I went to where I'm going for exchange, I'm going to South Korea, and last time I was there was when the Minions movie was coming out, and it had already been released in North America, but then when I went to Korea, their release came like a month later. So I'm scared that now all of my like movie releases are gonna be a month after it would have already came out in North America, and then I'm gonna get like spoiled. And I'm scared because I really want to get spoils. But I'm also one of those people that, like, spoiler alerts don't really bother me. Like, I typically actually prefer a movie to be spoiled for me, like, the plot, at least. Any visual aspects, like, I'll keep out. But, like, if I had not seen Longlegs yet, I would want somebody to explain the plot to me, but I wouldn't want somebody to show me what Longlegs looked like. Kind of thing. I don't really know if that makes sense, because in my head, even if you spoil a plot for me, I'm still gonna see it acted out. I'm still gonna see how they shoot it, how they film it, how they do all this, you know? So I feel like it's still giving me a new experience going into it, whereas I feel like if you already show me what's going on, I'm like, oh, well, I don't really need to see that anymore. Like, I don't need to go and watch that because I've already seen it. But, yeah, so I'm kind of scared everything's going to come out a month later, but I guess I'll cope. But yeah, I think I need to watch Smile 1 because I heard a lot of people saying that it was kind of scary. I also have seen X and Pearl, which is like out of the Maxine trilogy. I haven't seen Maxine yet. I'm gonna keep it so real with you guys. I think so. X was the first one where they're filming the porno in the like Airbnb. She's swimming in the lake and there's an alligator coming to get her, or not an alligator, a crocodile, a croc, coming to get her. But that one was okay. I will say, like, new addition to the slasher genre. That's cool. But the second one, like Pearl, I think I rated that like a 1 star. Like, it was just not it for me. I don't know what, like, I was just so like, I'm a star, please, I'm a star. Why did you do that? If you like me, but yeah, it just wasn't really my thing. And I also heard that Maxine is low key mid as hell. So like, I'm either hearing it's really good or it's really not good. I think it's like a stalker horror movie. I do really think it's cool though to have three, like, in a trilogy, have one different genre each time, like subgenre within horror. I think that's a cool concept. Speaking of trilogies, I've also seen all of the Fear Street movies, which I actually thoroughly enjoyed the Fear Street movies, and I think they're coming out with more, which would be cool to see. But yeah, I like the Fear Street movies. They were pretty good. So maybe I am been on a bit of a horror movie kick recently. But yeah, I don't know. If you guys know any good horror movies, even if they're like really well renowned, I probably will not have seen them. So feel free to comment some because I'll update you when I watch it. Like, I'll actually give you a full on rating. What was I gonna say? One that I have seen though is it's a Mandarin movie. It's like in Mandarin Chinese, and it starts with a C, and it's a found footage movie. It's actually scary. Found footage movies, horror movies. Um, I need to see it. Oh, Incantation. It's called Incantation. So good. It's actually scary though. Like it's actually like terrifying. So, if you want a good horror movie, this is my recommendation. It's called Incantation. Okay, it is a Mandarin. It's a Chinese movie. I totally recommend watching it. It's really scary. You see that little thrill. It is like one of those like possessed kind of movies, but it's found footage, and so it's really cool the way that it's really cool. It's really innovative. It's cool, bro. It's cool. So I feel like most found footages are literally just the same blueprint that the Blair Witch Project? Is that the one where they're in the forest of the found footage, like the first ever found footage movie? I also haven't seen that, which I think I need to see. But um, Incantation is so good. Please watch it. Like actually, if you're looking for a horror movie to watch and you haven't seen it, watch Incantation. Other than that, Bodies, 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 but that's more campy. They're definitely not the same vibe, okay? If you're looking for the same vibe, it's definitely not the case. But yeah, Longlegs is also pretty good. Honestly, if you're able to go to the theaters and watch it, you don't know what to watch, I would watch Longlegs. Pretty good. They don't really ever explain why he's called Longlegs, because that's the name of his what's it called? Because he's a serial killer. That's his like serial killer name. But yeah. Also, if you're wondering why you keep seeing my legs in the frame, I am wearing shorts. Thank you. It's hot as hell, okay? And I can't have my fan on when I'm podcasting because then it messes up the audio. So this is for you, okay? But yeah, I think that's about it for today. We got to the 50-minute mark. That's what's up. That's what's up. That's what's up. That's what's up. I'm gonna go play Minecraft now because, like I said, I'm on that 2-week kick, and I need to get to building. So, as one does. Anyways, thanks for watching. Feel free to comment some horror movie suggestions in the comments. If nobody comments, I'm gonna get on a bunch of bot accounts and start commenting to save myself the embarrassment. But yeah, thanks for watching. Subscribe, like it, do the things that you're supposed to think. Yeah, okay. Peace out, Girl Scouts.